who has no options around him. Let's look. I want us to actually take a look at this. I want us to actually sit down and decipher this. Mark Sanchez. Let's look at the rookie quarterbacks the last 5 years. Let's name some guys. Cam Newton, RG3, Andrew Luck,
Sam Bradford,
Joe Flacco, Sam Bradford,
Josh Freeman,
John Skelton.
John Skelton. Every single one of these quarterbacks have better options. Have better options around them than Mark Sanchez. The best player Mark Sanchez has is Dustin Keller. After that,
Keller's back now.
Keller's back, yeah.
Okay.
After that is Curley. You know what I'm saying? This receiving core is piss poor. This running core is piss poor. Our defense has been playing mediocre at best. We're going to Seattle where they're basically curdling for blood. They're hungry for jet blood. I can't even say anything. Seattle wins 100-0.
What?
Okay, let me be real.
What?
Seattle wins 15 sacks by the Seahawks defense.
Oh, man.
Seahawks win this one 21-5.
21-5?
That field goal and a safety.
Is it Tebow time or what?
Tebow gets a safety.
Tebow gets in the game and he breaks his collarbone.
He pulls Dan Orlovsky and runs out the back of the end zone.
Jesus steps in and heals Tim Tebow as he's injured.
Lou, what's your prediction on the game? Because Vinny's off.
I'm not talking shit.
He's off the defense.
Seattle's at home. Okay, they're 4-0 at home, like we said before. Pete Carroll used to coach the Jets, so I don't underestimate, coaching against your old team. Even though it's been a few years, I do not see this Jet offensive line being able to block this front seven of Seattle. I really think, I think a lot of that defense, and I just Earl Thomas, those safeties. Back there, I just think they can't wait to see Sanchez, because Sanchez and his bad decision making, it's not going to be pretty. I got Seattle winning 28-19.
Doesn't help when you don't got a receiver who can catch a damn ball.
28-19.
19? Who scores for the Jets? Who the fuck can score on this team?
I got
we're gonna score special teams a little bit. That's the only reason. That's the only reason they got that high.
You guys are hilarious to me. I'm unfortunately I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks in this game.
Unfortunately,
just because
that's
of the
smart
strength,
thing to do.
Because of the strength of Seattle lost last week.
No upset.
They're at home. You know what?
Mr. Optimism.
I was thinking that, but the Jets haven't shown me a lot offensively.
For
me to give them.
Like I told you, right?
What are you telling?
Like I told you, right?
So I'm gonna say Seattle 28, the Jets 14, 28-14.
I mean, no doubt that this Seattle Seahawks team is very good, and no doubt the Jets are very bad, but it'll be interesting to see how Russell Wilson plays. The Jets always play good against rookie quarterbacks.
Y'all got to get some pressure. I haven't seen any pressure from the Jets.
None whatsoever.
I haven't seen any pressure.
None.
Like I said, 23-5.
I mean, it's uncanny, and like I said, if you're a head coach and what you specialize in, your team isn't good at, that really shines a bad light on you.
If you don't mind me asking.
What's that?
What are y'all ranked defensively?
Oh, we're in the middle of the pack to the bottom of the pack. Okay. As far as rushing defense, we're horrible. We're in the back end of the NFL. Okay. As far as rushing defense, anybody can run on us.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to more Jets talk in our solo.
We're like a bad pair of pantyhose.
We're like Carson Palmer.
The bye week has to be something that you guys can talk about. Next up on the slate, the Dallas Cowboys at 3-5 head out to Philly, divisional game to play Mike Vick, who could be at 4-4 at the time. Right now, Philly's at 3-4.
Man, you talking about a toss-up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, two teams, both of them turn over the ball every single play. I mean, I don't know who's the worst quarterback between Romo and Vick. It's tough.
It's hard to say because they both have moments where they look dominant, and then they have other moments where it's like, why are you starting?
Yeah, but we do have two very good defense, two very solid defenses. Dallas's defense is far better in my opinion. I got Dallas for this one, man. I don't think that I think that Dallas, after losing to the Falcons the way they did, they come out with reckless abandon. They come out banging. DeMarcus Ware 3 sacks. Romo throws 3 touchdowns. Des Bryant scores a touchdown. Jason Witten gets like 107 yards. I got Cowboys winning this one, 21-17.
21-17?
I don't like this game for Philly. I call this the disappointment bowl, where both teams are,
So they're coming from the desperation bowl this week. They're going to the disappointment
bowl.
Damn it.
2 teams that everybody thought was going to give the Giants a really tough run for it. They're big disappointments. This week it'll be Dallas's turn to have good news. I think Dallas is going to pull it out. I don't see Vic's offensive line keeping DeMarcus Ware out of his backfield. I think he's going to have like 5 tackles for loss and like you said, 3-4 sacks, whatever. I can't see anybody on that line blocking him.
Yeah.
I got Dallas winning 23-17.
I'm with you guys. I like Philly a lot, but I don't know. Dallas has to show us something. And I feel like by this point next week, Philly will be coming off a win. Dallas coming off back-to-back losses. Cowboys got to show something. So I'm going to say Cowboys. It's going to be close. 28-24 Dallas.
No doubt I have the Eagles losing, but LaShawn McCoy will have a great day because he's on my fantasy team.
Oh, my God. Next up on
y'all
the
just mad y'all not have fantasy football team.
I don't like NFL fantasy football. It's boring.
What is boring?
Next up on the slate.
Look at these old men.
This guy. Next up, we're going to fight for the show. Next up on the slate, the St. Louis Rams at 3-5 head out to San Francisco.
Ouch.
To play the 49ers at 6-2, coming off a bye week.
Ouch.
That's tough. I have nothing to say here. San Fran's going to win 41-17.
41-17.
San Francisco 34, St. Louis 3.
San Francisco 38-7. Sam Bradford rushes
It just seems like who can get close, who's going to get the right amount of points that San Fran's going to score, basically.
They're going to go off. Alex Smith is going to look. He's going to have another week to hide all his flaws.
Man, one thing I want to say about the Niners, though, Michael Crabtree is stepping up as the premier receiver of that team.
He should.
He should. It's been a long time coming. I mean, a lot of people had bad things to say about him the last couple of years. He hasn't stepped up. He looked dominant in his last performance, and I'm looking at him again against Cortland Finnegan to show some more of that dominance against a top flat corner.
Yeah, I'm about to say Cortland's going to push his buttons.
Oh, yeah.
Because Cortland Finnegan is a shit
But this is really going to test Crabtree to see if he really is what we think he is.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Yep. Because I think out of Crabtree and Des Bryant, I don't know who has disappointed me more. I've expected more out of both of those guys being top flight receivers. And they've both been in the league.
I'll say Crabtree has disappointed me more to this point.
Okay.
Because the way Crabtree, when he stepped in, people were like, oh, he's the best, prospect since Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Des Bryant, no doubt, has been disappointing, but he has at least produced.
Yeah.
Michael Crabtree hasn't produced anywhere near the way that Bryant has.
Touche. 2 more games. Next up, I didn't even realize this. The 7-1 Houston Texans. Woo! Playing the 7-1 Chicago Bears.
Yeah, best game of the week.
That is a game. Yeah.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, that's a game.
This is going to be one of the in my opinion, this might be one of the best games we see all season. This could be a Super Bowl preview. If you let your imagination run wild.
I was about to say, I don't see the Bears making it to the Super Bowl. They got a great team, but
I don't see the Texans making it to the Super Bowl.
Shocking from a Falcons fan.
But this is going to be a great game. You got
So it'd be different if it came from a Jets fan?
Oh, man. You had these two teams who look extremely similar.
You're just more right than a Jet fan.
These teams look extremely similar. Chicago Bears have a 1-2-3 punch with Cutler, Forte, Marshall. Texans have a 1-2-3 punch with Schaub, Foster, Johnson. All right, these offenses are a wash in my opinion. This game's gonna be won by defense. You got 2 very good defenses. I have to go with the Bears. The way they've looked the last couple of weeks.
Going with the Bears?
I got to, man. The way they've looked. I mean, Charles Tillman looks like he's drunk the fountain of youth. Him, Brian Urlacher, they've all
they know something that we don't. Urlacher's like 45.
They're on that HGH, man. They found Lance Armstrong's connect, and they hit him up. But this Bears defense is playing lights out, dominating the run, dominating the pass, and I don't see them slowing down.
Okay. I
think it's going to be a close game, though. I think Houston's going to play the way they did against the Packers, where we expected more, and they disappointed us. That the Bears winning. The Bears going to win 24, Texans 14.
24-14.
I think Matt Schaub has a piss poor game.
I think Houston's gonna play well, but it's not gonna be enough. So, Soldier Field, Chicago. I think it's gonna be bonkers. There's gonna be a playoff atmosphere. It's gonna be a really nice game. I hope. Is it an early game or a late game? Do you know?
That's 8 o'clock game.
That's the Sunday night game. That I'll actually be awake for this one.
Yeah.
I got Chicago winning at home. Brandon Marshall is going to step up. He likes the big games, and I think Chicago is going to win 28-16.
28-16. I'm going to go against the grain. I got Houston in this one. I think Houston's offense is a little bit better than Chicago. I think Chicago has the better defense. Houston has the better offense. That's just me. So I'm going to say it's going to be definitely a close game. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Both of these defenses. I'm going to say 17-14 Houston.
Okay.
And the last game, our Monday night game.
Do we even have to talk about
the one I'm going to go to sleep during?
Well, you can watch it for one team.
What do you mean? Watch it so you can scream black and yellow the whole game? You just play that Wiz song in the background the whole game.
I just want to see how fast Mike Wallace can run again. That's all I want to see. It'll be, for those of you who don't know, because we've gotten all into it, the Kansas City Chiefs at 1-7 head out to Heinz Field, another field not great to play on if you're on offense.
Heinz ketchup.
Pittsburgh Steelers waiting for him at 5-3.
Anticipation.
And clearly, nobody gives Kansas City a chance.
I don't give Kansas City a prayer. I mean,
does Kansas City get out of this one game? Do they get to 2 games this season?
I mean, they do play the Raiders again.
Not if they're smart, man. They want to get a good pick.
They do. I think they do play the Raiders again, so they could possibly win 2 games.
Here this guy goes.
Yeah, Kansas City has no chance.
Oh, Matt Barkley in Kansas City.
Matt Barkley's not the number 1 pick.
No, he's not the number 1 pick. It might be Geno.
You think so? And
maybe.
But
you
got to think about the team, though. Kansas City.
All I know is there are a lot of really good college players right now who are shaking in their pants because they're like, man, I really don't want to go to Kansas City.
Hey man, Pittsburgh wins big, 28-3.
28-3.
Wins big.
Charlie Batch comes in the second half.
Charlie Batch comes in, scores a touchdown. Charlie Batch.
Pittsburgh will bludgeon them to death. They'll bleed them like they used to
bleed them
like they used to in the Middle Ages.
Kansas City, nobody gives.
They'll just run the ball down their throats, and the Chiefs will swallow. It'll be 16-17 Pittsburgh.
A swallowing reference.
We need to say all that swallowing and stuff, and it's only 16-7. I expected a bigger score.
Yeah.
No, because it's like they're gonna run the ball, and so that takes up time and stuff.
I got the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I thought you were gonna say Kansas City for a second, man. You was over there like upset alert.
It would be a good upset alert, but this is a little bit too out of line for me. I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna risk my analytic future. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh 23.
You have a better chance of him picking against the Falcons.
Yeah.
I'm taking for Kansas City. Yeah.
Absolutely. Pittsburgh 23. Kansas City 3.
To think that with at this sports talk table, we have 2 people who absolutely despise 2 AFC West teams. Like the AFC West, man, the top is of course the Broncos and the Chargers, but the bottom, the Raiders and the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs just look like they wasted a uniform this year. I feel like it's a few teams that should join and become one team.
I think there's a few teams that don't deserve teams anymore.
I think Carolina Panthers and the Washington Redskins should be one team.
What?
Who's gonna be the backup? Newton or RG3?
You put Cam at fullback, you let RG3 play quarterback.
Time to go to the NBA.
I believe the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills should be one team.
Pistons could use a point guard.
Why you gotta? Okay. He always knows how to make me transition. All right, that's our NFL slate. We hope you guys keep up with our predictions. Give us yours. We'll probably be right. You'll be wrong. We're gonna slide over to the NBA because the season's underway. For all of you that don't know, it's been a huge year so far. For those of you that don't know, the biggest news coming out of the NBA is that the new look LA Lakers with Dwight Howard and Steve Nash. And then also James Harden being traded to the Houston Rockets. I believe those are the two biggest stories coming out of the NBA.
Yeah, of course, the big stories.
Of course, you're wrong. The Knicks.
Oh man! All right, we have a situation in LA where this team is starting off. They started off 0-3. They won last night against the Pittsburgh Pistons team, but that was expected. All right, this Lakers team is going to have a lot of issues this year.
I can't even get offended. That's a bad thing. Pittsburgh Pistons team, but that's to be expected. I wanted to say something, but I was like. Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the Lakers are going to have struggles, but I'm hoping that they can get it together. Like I said, they were my pick to come out of the West. But I think they'll get things taken care of. The big news is James Harden, though, man. 37 points in his debut, 45 points in the next game. All right, this guy looks like he's taking Houston by storm, man.
Yeah.
You mean I was watching the home opener for Houston, man, and like James Harden is getting the love he deserves.
He's electric. He's electric. He has reinvigorated that whole organization because, you know, pretty much since Yao has left and been hurt, and then they had T-Mac with those different things, and them was 2 stars. And both of those didn't go well. They expected to have Yao another 10 years. But those legs, man, he's too tall. He's too tall. He's too big. Them bamboo shoot legs that he got aren't going to hold up against Dwight Howard.
Eating all that rice ain't helping, man.
Right. Just a quick glaze. Yesterday, NBA, the scores.
We haven't talked Knicks yet.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to the next pop.
We got my little speed.
Yesterday's scores.
This is taking too long.
The 76ers lost to the Knicks.
Woo!
If you let me get there. 100-84.
Knicks looking legit. Beat the Heat, beat the Sixers. 2 playoff teams last year. This team is rolling.
They destroyed the Heat. They bludgeoned. I hate to use a word twice during a podcast, but
he's in his Harry Potter mode. He's the bludgeoning.
They procured the victory quite efficiently.
Hey man, great home opener for the Knicks to beat the Heat, and then coming out playing the Sixers, playing very well, man. Let's keep it up.
Yeah,
they are kick ass. All right, they have the best depth in the NBA. They did this without Marcus Camby, Amare Stoudemire, and Iman Shumpert. They made. LeBron had already made reservations by the third quarter. All right, he already knew where he was gonna eat. He knew what club he was gonna hit. He knew what chick he was gonna hit. He knew what was going down for the rest of the night.
Hey man, LeBron got a baby mama. You saw the commercial.
You're right. So
he's good to Savannah.
Is that her name? Damn.
Okay.
Only thing I gotta say, man. I'm not gonna say anything else about the Knicks. All right, I said it all.
I am.
I said everything I needed to say in the NBA preview.
All right,
to me, this is the second best team in the East. All right, after the Heat.
Not anymore.
I think they can beat the Heat, but I'm gonna give the.
You think they just did it?
I'm gonna give the Heat the benefit of the doubt because they are the champs. You know, I show that respect. All I'm gonna say is
respect this.
I said it all in the NBA preview, man. This is nothing new. This Knicks team is gonna be rolling, and I'll let the play talk for itself.
They stay healthy. I mean, old men as they are. You know, I mean, you got.
Even if they don't stay healthy, we have people who are coming.
You have enough depth to be able to make up for it. Yes,
we have people coming back from injuries if somebody goes down.
But if they do stay healthy and straight up, I have to give a big props to Mike Woodson. Okay, that stellar former Hawks coach. But
hey man, he brought the Hawks back.
But he brought the Hawks back to respectability after they were down for a long time. And he is a former Knick, so you know he does have redeeming qualities, and he's done a wonderful job of coaching. I mean, the last game, Jason Kidd played like 23 minutes, right within that 20 to 25 minute thing. I mean, they have 3 wonderful point guards right now: Felton, Kidd, and Prigioni is a nice combination. And Kidd can play 2 guard. Kidd has been playing 2 guard and hitting threes. This is unbelievable.
My favorite thing about this Knicks team is the fact that we can throw at Rasheed Wallace and get a rousing eruption from the crowd. That's all you can ask for. It's funny.
I like eruptions.
Alrighty. Well, the rest of the games from yesterday, the Orlando Magic surprisingly beat the Phoenix Suns 115-94.
Big shout outs to Big Baby Davis. He's showing up as the best player on that team. And shout out to JJ Redick. JJ Redick is finally showing up and proving his draft where he's picked the draft.
Oh, and shout out to the guy who was playing yesterday in fantasy basketball. Thanks for not playing JJ Redick.
And next up, games from yesterday. The Toronto Raptors defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 105-86.
The Raptors team look good. They look like they can make some noise. Maybe try to fight for an AC. They're doing better than I expected.
Yeah.
Timberwolves team is going to be really tough for them to do well until Kevin Love gets back. They're basically
Kevin Love and Rubio.
So it's going to be really tough for them until those guys are back.
Well, I like what I've seen out of Brandon Roy. He looks like
Brandon Roy looks like for people who were saying that he'll never play basketball again, he looks like he still play.
Yeah.
Have you been to Toronto?
Yeah.
It seems like a really nice place. I've been dying to go there.
Toronto is
there must be nothing to talk about.
Shout out.
I'm trying to avoid talking about the team. Go ahead.
Shout out to Ontario, Canada, Toronto.
And also shout out to Kyle Lowry, man. Kyle Lowry he's playing excellently. He's showing us that he's one of the top point guard prospects in the NBA. People really doubted him for the first couple of years. He's looking excellent. I think the Grizzlies made a mistake giving him away.
Yeah.
And keeping Michael Conley.
Yeah. Next up.
Gotta go to Toronto, though.
Yeah, Toronto's great. Great shopping. Our money's worth more than there.
Shout out to Drake.
Really? Yeah, it's good shopping there?
Great.
Now who cares, man? It's sports, man.
My dad used to go over there and buy his Christmas presents.
Oh, okay.
I used to go there and get prescription pills.
I'm sure you did. Next up from yesterday's games, Oklahoma City fall to the Atlanta Hawks 104-95. The Hawks, they look good. I'm still, the new pieces are growing on me. Lou Williams looked good. Devin Harris.
For a team that they didn't have Josh Smith playing this game, he was deep day to day.
Al Horford stepped
up big time. The one thing that gets me though is this Oklahoma City Thunder team.
Yeah.
After doing this Harden trade, Kevin Martin had a huge game.
28 points.
28 points. He had a huge game, but they lost. All right, it doesn't matter what happens if you lose.
Yeah.
21 turnovers. Hawks big time. They took advantage of those turnovers. This is very tough. I want to see how this Oklahoma City team can bounce back after these.
The James Harden thing is hurting them.
They've been looking very bad, and teams like the Spurs looked very good. Clippers have looked very good. Mm-hmm. The Thunder and the Lakers are both looking disappointing.
They're starting slow, but I think they'll be fine.
It's just this whole Harden thing. The way I see it is, it just magnifies the fact that the league is too big. It's too many damn teams. Because straight up, Oklahoma City cannot afford to have 3 stars. Okay?
Get over it.
They can't afford it.
A team that's very good. This is what happened. They chose Ibaka over Harden.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
They needed a big man because the other 2 guys are little guys.
I hope Ibaka pans out.
Even though Durant is 6'11", he doesn't play like he's 6'11".
I would have kept Harden because you can get guys who are big men who are not expensive and who can play very well.
Well, what does it tell you that they had this guy on the bench? Okay, this guy might. Other than Durant, he should have been the second guy after Durant on that team. No doubt, James Harden is good. He's not better than Durant. He's not better than Westbrook. I like how they use him. Okay,
he shouldn't have came off.
I'm starting to wonder about that Westbrook. I'm totally off the Russell Westbrook bandwagon.
Westbrook is just high risk, high reward.
I just think he is a special talent, but he has a 10-cent head. And I don't think that he has good basketball instincts.
As much as you don't like his instincts, he's still a top 5 point guard in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Because of his athleticism.
Very much. And what's 95% of basketball? Let's be real. 95% of basketball is knowing the game.
But I don't want
that 5% of athleticism. That's huge.
But I don't want to smoke with him because he doesn't pass. He doesn't pass it on.
That was a good little analogy right there. You don't never want to be with nobody that don't pass, man. That's the worst. That's irritating. I think Westbrook he's just immature. He's just immature, and I still think that there's some tips in him and Durant's relationship. You can see it sometimes on the court. And I think
the first thing is he's not a point guard. You know, they need
he's a two guard.
He's a two guard.
Yeah.
You know we've had this problem ever since he was in UCLA.
Put Eric Maynard as the point guard.
Yeah.
Listen, all this Eric Maynard talk. Okay, please
stop it. You don't like Maynard?
Stop it. All right,
Maynard's a very serviceable point guard. You don't have to be a great point guard.
For him to be a starting point guard in the NBA, who the fuck is he going to defend? Who?
He can defend a lot of people.
It's the NBA. Nobody defends anybody anymore. Who defends in this league?
What point guard is a great defender?
Why are the Lakers so bad? Why did the Lakers have such trouble
because
in the playoffs?
Because they point guards.
His poor point guards who couldn't play defense.
Right.
Exactly.
There's a lot of those.
So what's going to happen?
Nobody plays defense.
So what's going to happen when the Oklahoma City Thunder try to make that run to the playoffs, which they're probably not going to do because they don't have the team anymore. All right, and you got Russell Westbrook guarding whoever, and Eric Maynard. All right, people are giving Eric Maynard so much credit.
So what do you want? You want Westbrook at the 1 and Cephalosha at the 2?
My whole thing is stay with what you know for right now. Until Eric Maynard shows you that he deserves to start. All right, Kevin Martin's a very serviceable 2 guard, of course.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that Eric Maynard's the answer. For you to just stick in Eric Maynard and tell him, "Oh, run the offense," and then expect the offense to run smoothly, I don't think that's the answer. I think that Russell Westbrook has to get it together if this team wants to go back to, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to play better. Absolutely.
They can't afford the damn team. If you can't afford the team, okay, move it. Okay.
What do you mean they can't afford a team?
Okay, you can even have a team on Long Island that can afford freaking 3 superstars, man. You can't afford it in KC.
They don't have 3 superstars.
You can't handle it.
They don't have 3 superstars.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that if you could move the Thunder to another place, a lot of different places.
Name a team that has 3 superstars that's not named the LA Lakers or the Miami Heat.
Okay, there aren't a lot of them.
None.
No,
there are no more.
There aren't a lot of
None.
them. But
0.
Here's the point. But here's the problem.
Nada.
They had 3. They had their 3.
First of
and
all,
they had to give him
And what
away.
did that superstar
They didn't
Harden,
trade
what
him.
did
They
that
gave
superstar Harden
him.
do when he was in the limelight in the NBA Finals?
Yeah.
Mike Miller
Good
played
point.
better than James Harden
Absolutely.
in the NBA Finals.
Great point.
So all these people hyping up
that veteran leader.
James Harden is very good. I'm not saying that at all. But for people to start jumping on this bandwagon of James Harden like he's the second coming of Jesus. All right, this guy.
I don't think I said that.
Well, that's how people are showing him love.
I'm just saying that he's a great.
I think that people are overreacting with OKC. You know, I think
it's early.
It's very early.
It's early.
You know, if halfway through the season we're still having these problems.
We're supposed to overreact. We've been waiting for months.
Who waits for months for the NBA?
NBA is exciting.
A lot of people wait for the NBA, man.
NFL's on.
Okay, they weren't exactly watching MLB.
Until NFL's over, NBA takes the backseat.
Well, with that being said, the last game on yesterday's slate, unfortunately for me, my Detroit Pistons fall hard and give the Los Angeles Lakers their first win, 108-79. The Lakers are finally putting it together. They're coming together as a unit. They're figuring out how to play together. Steve Nash was hurt. My Pistons are in rebuild. We got a lot of good young pieces. We play like shit.
Not having Steve Nash might actually be a blessing in disguise for this Lakers team. I mean, no doubt Steve Blake isn't what you'd call a serviceable starting point guard, but Steve Nash's defense is a huge liability, man. Those first couple of games, their defense was terrible. They couldn't stop it. They couldn't stop a nosebleed, quote unquote.
And you wish you could like sub players out every other play, like on defense, because I would take Kobe and Nash out and put in Blake and Jody Meeks to play defense. Defensively, those 2 players, Steve Nash and Kobe.
I think Kobe's taking the backseat on the defensive side of the ball mainly because he's the number 1 option on offense, and he needs to be the number 1 option on offense.
To me, Kobe's never been a great defender. He's had some good years early on, but I think after Shaq left LA, his defense dropped off dramatically.
Well, it's tough to be the best defender on a team when you're usually the number 1 option on trying to score the ball every time you go down court on offense. You need the ball. You're wasting all that energy. You don't want to waste energy on the defensive side of the ball. Not saying it's wasting energy.
Unless you're LeBron.
Unless you're LeBron. But LeBron is a freaking man-child beast.
Unless he's playing the Knicks.
Alien. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony.
Yep, shout out to Melo. I like Melo. All right, well, before we leave NBA, we have a few games going on today. The 1 and 2 Phoenix Suns head out to Miami to play the 2 and 1 Miami Heat.
Miami the other day, they had a nice win. Chris Bosh put up 40. This team and Ray Allen put up 20 some odd points. This team looks good. The pieces look good. Suns, man, they need an identity. The Phoenix,
Goran Dragic or bust.
I mean, Michael Beasley was trying to step in and be the guy. He's not that good. Gortat's looking all right.
Gortat's all right.
Scola's looking good. He found a home.
Scola, yeah.
But this team, it's a bottom tier team, man.
Yeah, absolutely. The New York Knickerbockers at 2-0.
Knicks.
Head out to Philly to play the Sixers at 1-1.
Man, Philly about to get the dick again.
Back to back.
Let's get it. I have no more to say.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna bust some heads tonight.
All right.
You know.
I love it. The 1-1 Minnesota Timberwolves head out to play the 1-0 Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn at the Barclays.
Man, like I said about the Timberwolves before, man, it's tough. It's really tough for a team that you don't have Rubio, you don't have Kevin Love, you don't have a number one option.
What? You got Rittenauer, you got Jose Juan Barea.
I mean, Brandon Roy is their number one option. Barea's hurt.
Oh.
Brandon Roy is their number one option. Andre Kurolenko is their number two option.
Brandon Roy.
No doubt, Brandon Roy is good. Brandon Roy, he's very good. It's just that after coming from that injury, you don't expect him to come in to be the number one option.
He can't be a superstar.
He can't be the number one option off the
It's not 2006.
He's just a regular star now.
Last time I checked, Brandon Roy was drafted in like 05, so that would be his second year.
Right.
Let's get over this. He's a Brandon Roy hater.
So
Yeah,
Kurolenko.
You don't like Brandon Roy?
I'm not a hater. He's making shit up. I don't hate him. I'm just
Benny's been acting this show.
I'm just saying that's an awful lot of pressure to put on him. Coming straight in. I'm not a hater for Brandon Roy. I wish him the best, but I'm not at the Carson Palmer point. I'm not. It's not at the Joe Johnson point.
Yeah.
Note that the two of you have players that have players that you constantly abuse. But I don't do that.
Well, since we're talking about the Brooklyn Nets and you want to bring up Joe Johnson, his average has already fell 5 points thus far.
Well, that's expected on this.
That is expected. He's not the number one option.
He's supposed to.
He's a piece of shit.
Darren Williams.
He's not supposed to be the number one option on this team.
He won't be.
Joe Johnson.
That's my point. He's going to drop.
But that's why they got him.
Listen, this Brooklyn Nets team, no doubt they may have issues. Joe Johnson may not be scoring as much, but he has guys around him who can pick up that slack. Something he didn't have in Atlanta. All right, Joe Johnson was the superstar in Atlanta. He's not.
Oof, that hurts just listening you say it.
And also, I love the way that the Brooklyn can do their lineups. They can go to a smaller lineup with Joe Johnson at the 3, Jared Wallace at the 4, Brook Lopez at the 5.
Who's playing defense on that team?
Beats me, dog. Jared Wallace.
Chris Humphries.
Sven Nater.
Who's getting a rebound on that team? Because Brook Lopez ain't sure.
Again, Chris Humphries. He's the answer for everything.
He's the answer for everything.
Chris Humphries.
Hey, Jared Wallace has been getting rebounds. He's a very good rebounder.
Is Jared Wallace hurt?
Reggie.
Yeah.
Well, he got hurt his ankle.
He's banged up. Go Marshawn Brooks.
They say he'll play next game, though. They say he'll play this next game.
Damn.
CJ Watson has been scoring well. Reggie Evans has been getting a lot of rebounds. Andre Blatch has been impressing. This Nets team is pretty good.
Andre Blatch.
They have a little depth on that team.
They do.
They're nice. They're not as good as the Knicks, but they're good.
Next up on the slate for the
If Beyonce lifts her top up, she'll distract the other team and they'll
That's
win half their
That's
game.
somebody on his Palmer list. Beyonce knows.
Wow. He's just jumping everywhere with this Palmer list. I love it. The Utah Jazz at 1-2 head out to Memphis.
Man, that's tough. Utah Jazz, man. The Jazz really... It seems like this is Mo Williams' team. Like I said before, they need to trade one of those big names.
What? It's not Marvin Williams' team?
I mean, I thought it was going to be Paul Millsap's team, but Mo Williams has stepped in and he's looking very good, having a 29-point effort.
Mo needed his own team.
But I mean, that's not going to get you to win, you know.
It's going to make Mo feel good.
Of course. Yeah, we really want Mo to feel good. This Grizzlies team, though, looks very good, man.
You know what he needs? He needs to go back to Cleveland, pick up Booby Gibson.
Booby!
Bring him out to Utah. Have somebody to party with.
Threes all over.
It just amazes me that there's a grown man named Booby.
Uh-huh.
That's amazing to me.
And he has a baby with Keisha Cole.
Is Booby has a baby?
Yeah.
Booby has a baby with a gap.
Booyah.
That sounds like a hook.
Right.
Booby got a baby with a...
We're innovative on this show, baby. Real Talk Sports, we do it all. Next up, the Portland Trailblazers at 2-1 head out to play the Mavericks at 2-1 in Dallas with Mark Cuban resting upon their shoulders.
Hey, man, shout out to Damian Lillard, man. This guy,
Let's do it, Damian.
We talk about rookie. He's putting numbers that Oscar Robertson,
Roy,
the Big O, put up. I mean, the first player in NBA history since the Big O in his first 2 starts to put up over 20 points, over 7 assists.
Yep.
This guy's legit.
Got him on my fantasy.
He's real.
I'll get him soon. I'll trade for it.
Shouts out to Lillard, man.
He gonna need a big man. So
Next up on the slate, Indiana Pacers at 2-1, who are heavily favored in the East, head out to San Antonio to play the Spurs at 3-0.
Tony Parker.
Hey, man, San Antonio, they've, again, starting off the season on fire.
Tony Parker.
Every season they do this, man. And shouts out to whoever does the halftime interview with Greg Popovich, because every single time, man, this guy.
That wasn't that Aldridge? Aldridge.
Yeah, Aldridge did it like
Aldridge?
Every time these guys go into halftime and ask this guy questions, Greg Popovich makes him look like a schoolboy or something. You know, makes him look like a dumbass.
He's the John Tortorella of the NBA.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious, man. Big shouts out to Big Pop. They're doing their thing in San Antonio.
Yeah, absolutely. San Antonio is one of those consistent teams. I'd be shocked when they do fall.
But it's all about the playoffs with them, man. Can they get into the playoffs and win?
And Manu is coming back. They've been doing it without Manu.
That boy Leonard. Kawhi
Leonard.
And that boy Danny Green, man. Don't sleep on Danny Green either. He's a sharp shooter, man. Danny Green's a sharp shooter.
Yeah. Next up on the slate, the Golden State Warriors at 2-1 head out to Sacktown. Not going too far to Sacramento, where they are 0-3.
Sacramento, man, it's really tough watching these guys.
DeMarcus Cousins are bust.
It's not even that, man. DeMarcus Cousins, he has issues. He apparently likes to take 20-foot jump shots.
Yeah.
This team doesn't have an identity.
You got Zeke Jr., you got Isaiah Thomas.
Like I said, they don't have an identity. I mean, Sacramento Kings need to scrap this team and go back to the drawing board.
Damn.
And who are they playing?
They're playing Golden State.
Oh, Golden State, man. Injury issues, man. Brandon Rush got hurt. Klay Thompson's got hurt. Andrew Bogut, they're trying to sit him out, keep him from injury. Stephen Curry's always on the brink of breaking some bone.
Yeah.
All right. Mark Jackson's going to have a tough time with these guys.
Yeah. And they got rid of Monte.
I thought they should have traded Curry and kept Monte, man. Perfect.
Hey, I was surprised they got rid of Monte.
I mean, Monte gave him instant offense. I think Curry, he does well, but he's not as a...
They kept Curry for the potential.
Definitely.
And they just lost Brandon Rush for the year. He tore his ACL. So that's that. You know, they needed all the help they could get. Yeah, it's Golden State.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why Mark left Queens.
Hey man, you got that check.
You
trying to get that check.
Yeah.
I hear that, man, but you know,
anything you want, cause I got a check.
Okay, all right. Shout out. And the last game for tonight, the Cleveland Cavaliers at 1-2 head out to LA to play the Clippers at 2-1.
Hey man, shouts out to the LA Clippers, man. They're just looking ridiculous.
I love this team.
We were talking about the Knicks being one of the deepest teams.
I love the Clippers.
The Clippers in the West look like the Knicks in the East. I mean, deep team. You got the superstar with Chris Paul at the top. You got Blake Griffin playing the way. Well, Blake Griffin needs to step it up if they want to.
He's working on it.
Hip over the hump.
He's working on it.
But Jamal Crawford has been the story, man. This guy Jamal Crawford is scoring out of this world. I mean, we knew this. And shouts out to Jay Crossover. He's done this in the past, but now he has a team where him doing that can actually help them sustain into maybe even a Western Conference championship.
Right. They have an Achilles heel. DeAndre Jordan leads the league in turnovers. Don't involve him in the offense if you want to get anything done.
Well, he's good for alley-oops.
Yeah,
he's Lob City.
That's about it.
I'm about to say he's good for alley-oops.
He's good for lobs and he's good for goaltending.
And putbacks.
So I mean, he has to work on that because that could come back to burn them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with Chris Paul, he's gonna set him up for good shots. So,
hey man, but that's one guy, DeAndre Jordan, who he's just so explosive, man.
When he turns it on,
I thought Blake Griffin could jump out of the water. This nigga DeAndre Jordan, he jumps and he makes Blake Griffin look like he can't jump.
Absolutely.
Like they're two guys, excellent athleticism. They just got to contain it, and maybe they
just watch. Be mindful and watch the maturation of Blake Griffin. I see Blake Griffin developing his game to another level this year. I think he sees He seen what he did last year. We know he can dunk on anybody. I think he's accepted that. Now he's trying to develop more and help the offense scoring as far as facilitating. Well, I see him throw a few alley-oops. I see him throw a few dimes. Okay.
Well, what I want to see from Blake Griffin is the attention to detail on defense.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to have to play a lot of good power forwards in the league.
Yeah.
Last year, he got played by guys like Luis Scola.
Yeah.
You know, guys like that, making him look silly. You know, I want to see him take that step up on defense to where he can be one of the better options at power forward.
Right.
I just want to see him make better commercials. His commercials suck.
I missed the one with the tiger where he's jumping over the tiger.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, it's Kia, which I wouldn't.
Why is Kia?
I wouldn't buy it.
That's how you become popular. You have
how much money did they have to give the NBA, man? How much?
Oh, they signed over a pretty penny. They probably paid them.
Are they getting anything back? Because I don't know anybody that I have no friends who have Kias.
Kias are owned by single white women.
Blake Griffin fans.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
Blake Griffin fans.
Well, that's our NBA segment. You know, these guys covered their Knicks heavily. You know, I'm a glaze over my team. We are talking about the Hawks. I like the pieces that they have. I still don't believe that the Hawks. I'm always thinking playoffs. They'll be good regular season.
Thinking is nice.
This team, if they really want to get back to where they once were, they need to make a big time move, either a trade or a big time trade time.
You gotta get rid of Zaza.
But I think if anybody can do it, I think the GM can. Danny Ferry.
Gotta get rid of Zaza.
Okay, Hawks fans, this has been going on for years.
Yeah,
I know. We judge your movements by glacier time because it takes you years and years and years. But hopefully, Danny Ferry will change that.
Hey man, I'm sure you can say as much as you want about him. He's been producing.
Yeah, he
has no choice.
He's been producing. There's been nobody to take his minutes away from him.
But he's taking a hit, man. You know, flopping is being
Get rid of Zaza.
But my contention for the last how many years has been go take Josh Smith and turn him into 3 good players. That especially please include a point guard in it, please. All right, enough of this.
But my whole thing is, what 3 good players are you going to get? Josh Smith isn't a superstar. He's not going to be able to.
Okay, well, you're going to have to get like 2 starters and another guy that is like a borderline D League guy, but has some potential. But I could see Danny Ferry like getting something for him. Use it, because you're not going to win with Josh Smith, man. Josh Smith is going to be. He's the best commodity you have. Get something for him, man.
I disagree. I think Al Horford is probably their best commodity.
They're not giving up work.
No. And plus, he was hurt last year, so he's not their biggest commodity.
Well,
Josh Smith, they can get something right now for him.
Well, I think on the defensive side of the ball, Josh Smith is the only guy they have. You lose Josh Smith, you lose the defense in Atlanta.
Horford's a better defender than Josh Smith. But, the Hawks.
I'm looking at the blocks and the steals, and, I'm looking at the transition, defense, and all that. Josh Smith, they give you that. Josh Smith is that guy that whenever somebody gets on a fast break and he's trailing them, it's probably going to be a block. He's that guy you got to look behind. He makes you think twice. A lot of teams don't have that. I think that's a commodity for the Hawks. But like I said, Danny Ferry, he'll make something happen. Great GM. The Hawks will be fine. I don't think this year they have it.
Hey, shout out to the Hawks. I'm going to support y'all. I'll probably go to a game this year at least.
They don't got that Chick-fil-A family night, man?
Yeah, I always go to Hawks game. They're never more than $10 a ticket.
They always give away tickets at my wife's school, so I'll get you some.
It's always fun to go one night drunk as hell. Go to a Hawks game, kick back, watch the other team.
Hit Waffle House.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all though. Seriously, I know y'all make the playoffs, 7th or 8th seed. Just get out of the first round, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, it ain't happening this year.
My Pistons.
You can't say Pistons without piss.
We got a ways to go. Brandon Knight, shout out to you. Stucky, I don't know what the fuck is going on with you.
Pistons.
Tayshaun needs to be traded to a contender.
Pistons.
Rearranged Pistons, tons of piss. Just like this team.
And you know what? Honestly, our roster, we need to get rid of you guys. Because there's a lot of dead weight on that.
Stucky, definitely.
Stucky, it's not he's dead weight, he just hasn't been producing. And
well, that's dead weight then.
No, it's only been 3 games.
I think he needs to change the scenery. I really do.
Well, I don't think that Rodney Stuckey lives up because he came in. The hype was that he came in with Billups. They wanted him to take over when Billups left.
He never did.
And it never,
He's never going to reach that potential.
Not there. I think he can. I don't think he's an all-star, but I think he can be a solid NBA player. But he's not going to do it in Detroit anymore. I think it's over there.
Yeah. Get rid of Charlie Villanueva. He has nothing left.
Oof.
He's a roster spot.
He's still on the team?
He's still on the team.
Holy smokes.
The one thing I'm looking at this Detroit team. The one thing I don't see is a solid scoring wing player. I know they got Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist has not impressed me so far. I need to see a lot more from him because he's the number 2 pick in the draft. He needs to take the ring. I'm sorry, I'm on a totally different team.
You on the Charlotte Bobcats, but I was gonna ride with you.
No, the kid that they wanted for the wing was Austin Day. They thought that Austin Day was going to be the wing player.
Well, they don't have that
and he
wing
hasn't developed.
And they thought the same thing with Jerebko.
Right.
He's so erratic.
Jerebko, he's a powerful. These guys are look. Austin Day, 6'11". Jonas Jerebko, 6'10".
Yeah.
They don't have that wing player. Who do they have on the wing? Stuckey, Brandon Knight as a guard, Will Bynum.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tayshaun and Singler.
And Kyle Singler. This isn't a recipe for success.
No. That's what I'm saying. We need to get rid of about 5-6 players.
Mm-hmm. I think that y'all need to try to make some more splashes in that lottery pick.
Yeah, I would keep Brandon Knight. I keep Jason Max Hill. I keep Greg Monroe. I keep Drummond. And then after that, it gets real foggy.
Mm-hmm.
It gets real foggy. I'm always support you, Detroit, but we got to do better.
I mean, Jerebko. I like Jerebko because off the bench, he's a good defender.
He's so inconsistent though.
But he's not a starter. You don't want him to start.
Yeah, he's a guy to come off the bench.
But he's a guy that on that
on
team,
a good team.
He's probably going to have to start. You know what I'm saying? On that team because they're
right, because they don't have so much talent.
So again, those are my 2 teams. Definitely my team that I support though is the Miami Heat. So shout out to them. I believe they have another title run in them. And that's our NBA, man.
As long as they don't have to see the Knicks.
I'm just gonna let Lou have it, Vinny, because the Knicks beat the Heat last week, and we're gonna give them that credit for the next week. So
beat the Heat.
I'm not a beat the Heat fan. I'm an NYKO the everything fan.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna move forward expeditiously. NCAA football. Our last topic for the day. I like the Knicks, but. You guys have a tendency to blow smoke.
Oh, mister.
Okay.
Like I said,
let's play. Let's play the game.
That's why I said it.
NCAA football. What is this? The BCS poll. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart, ladies and gentlemen. BCS poll.
Hey, man, I had that a little while ago.
PU.
Hey, you've been stinking all show. The BCS poll.
Silent but deadly.
It's a good sting.
Number 1, the Alabama Crimson Tide. They barely got away from LSU this past week, but they.
Hey man,
number 1.
That was one hell of a game.
Yeah.
Huge shout outs to AJ McCarron. He willed that team to a victory.
Yep.
All right, LSU, man, great game by you guys too, man. But again, y'all can't finish like that.
That's the Achilles heel.
Hey man, that was one of the better college football games I've seen in the last 10 years.
Okay. That was a good game.
I'm glad I put it on my DVR because the Knick game was on at the same time and I didn't see it. So I really can't comment anything specifically about it, but I expected pretty much what transpired. Alabama, LSU can't mess with Alabama.
Hey, you say that, man, but that game, if you watch it, LSU was in there.
No, LSU was in there.
LSU was in there. That last drive by AJ McCarron, that was one of the most historic drives in this. That's going to be the story of this year if Alabama goes back to the BCS championship.
They will.
Because that drive right there, that basically epitomized that entire game. AJ McCarron willing himself back into a victory after basically handing the game to LSU.
Yeah. Absolutely. So y'all go check the replay of that Alabama LSU 2012.
I will.
We know you will, sir DVR.
Yeah, but I got the Knicks on the DVR too, so I got to see the Knicks game again.
You better watch all the Knicks games from the beginning of the season. Number 2, Kansas State. Number 3, Oregon. Number 4, Notre Dame, who pulled out a squeaker.
Notre Dame should not have won that game, but shouts out, man, they showed some resilience.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't think they were going to win that either. Number 5,
look at the Irish.
My Bulldogs, University of Georgia. Number 6, the Florida Gators. Number 7, LSU. Number 8, South Carolina. I can't believe fucking South Carolina's still in the top 10.
I mean, once again, it's the SEC, man. You have these teams, they have such tough schedules, you got to put them in the top.
Fuck South Carolina. Number 9, Louisville.
Louisville undefeated. Go Big East.
Louisville. And number 10,
It's Louis. What do you want?
This guy.
Number 10, Florida State.
I want to highlight a game. Well, I know you got your Michigan stats. So I'll let you go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. I'm patient.
I had one game I watched, with Reckless Abandon. I try to keep up with West Virginia. I like Geno Smith.
Right.
I watched this game. One thing I got to say, man, West Virginia, that defense, that had to be one of the worst showings I think I've ever seen. You have Geno Smith, who basically gives you the lead twice. Game was 2 overtimes. They played TCU. TCU ended up winning. But you got this team, Geno Smith grabbed the lead twice. Once during regulation, right before the fourth quarter, and TCU throws a 94-yard touchdown to tie the game with under a minute left. All right, they go to overtime. Geno Smith, in college football, it's weird. They start at the 25-yard line, and they both do what they got to do to get a chance. Neither team scored in the first overtime. Second overtime comes. All right, Geno Smith scores a touchdown. They're at West Virginia. Crowd's going crazy. TCU comes right back and scores a touchdown. So we got another overtime. West Virginia doesn't score. TCU scores, game over.
Yep.
Like, Geno Smith twice gave this team a victory, and this West Virginia defense totally gave it up. I'm extremely disappointed.
Who's the last great defender to come out of West Virginia? Who's been drafted defensively from West Virginia?
Pat White.
Right.
I mean, but I wanted to highlight that game because that was one of the most terrible performances from a team who should have easily won. Shouts out to TCU though. They showed real resilience in an away game and a road game.
TCU always plays well though.
Big shout outs, man.
They always play well.
Where did Pac-Man Jones go?
Who cares? He went to jail.
Pac-Man.
He wasn't West Virginia though.
I think he was. I don't want to say it because I'm probably wrong.
He wasn't West Virginia.
No, he wasn't West Virginia.
I can't remember where Pac-Man.
I'm trying to think of a West Virginia defender.
Yeah,
seriously.
Where did Bruce Irvin go? Wasn't he West Virginia?
No, he was out west, right? Wasn't he? Bruce Irvin?
I don't know. They
found the rookie in Seattle.
Yeah.
They found that guy out of nowhere.
I want to say Bruce Irvin came out of West Virginia.
Hey, we'll fact check it.
Fact check, please.
Let us know if I'm wrong. I believe so, though. I know he had to get out of Georgia because he's from here, from Atlanta, and he couldn't stay here. He's too much of a troublemaker. But shout out to him, getting off task. We're gonna finish up this show. We had 112 minutes, and I always try to end at least before $1:20, so that way we can have 2 60-minute segments. My Michigan Wolverines won this week. They played the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They won. We won with our backup receiver. Our backup receiver, who was our backup quarterback, Devin Gardner, he came in and threw 2 touchdown passes and ran one in.
Let him finish.
1 interception, 234 yards. Thank you, Luke. The Michigan Wolverines are tied for first in the Big Ten.
We have a big Michigan following. Let him finish.
How lucky can you get?
Okay, you see, I can't do that to Michigan.
No. I'm not talking about Michigan winning. I mean, they played a great game. I'm talking about.
Wow. You actually threw flowers at them.
I'm talking about Ohio State going 10-0 and not being eligible. How lucky can Michigan get that their biggest rival goes 10-0 and they don't even get a shot at winning the Big Ten, and Michigan still gets the shot? Bullshit.
Blame Terrell Pryor.
Hey, I'll blame Terrell Pryor all day, but Michigan's gonna have to swallow that L. That Ohio State is much better.
They play Ohio State at the end of the season. That's the last game of the season.
So we'll finally see if Michigan is all it's cracked up to be.
And just for you haters out there, Vinny, Michigan is tied for Alabama with the #1 passing defense in college football.
Man, nobody cared about what you're ranked. They care about what you're ranking in the polls. What are y'all ranked?
26.
So you ain't even the top 25.
No, we got knocked out after that loss the other week.
Woo!
It's cool.
Shout out to the Michigan Wolverines.
Shout out to Michigan, man.
Michigan State.
And that backup quarterback you put in for Robinson, he threw a nice.
Devin Gardner was the man last year. He is pretty much Denard Robinson in another body.
Right.
But they moved him to receiver because we didn't have receiver depth. because he's such an athlete. They was like, play receiver.
Right.
And our backup quarterback who played the other week when Denard got hurt, Bellamy, threw 3 interceptions.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
So Bellamy is under the bench. And they was like, Gardner, don't worry about those routes. I like Devin Gardner because he filled in for Denard when he got hurt last year, and he didn't miss a beat.
Right.
He plays just like Denard. He can run the ball. He can pass. He's actually a better passer than Denard.
He looked like it.
He's a better passer than Denard.
So
Can he run as well?
Yeah. He's maybe a tenth of a second slower than Denard. Denard runs a 4.3. He runs a 4.4.
Okay.
now my question for the Michigan fans out there is, how long will you accept being reaching these 3-loss seasons? You know, I know Michigan, you know, is used to being at the upper tier of the rankings every year, man. How long do you guys allow this? It's the first year. I know it's the second year. I'm sorry.
It's second year for Brady Hoke, and that's the thing. We got to change the culture back.
Yeah.
It's just like presidency. We had Rich Rodriguez. He's like George Bush. He ruined the economy.
So it's going to take more than 4 years.
And Brady Hoke is like Barack Obama. He has to come in with change. So with Denard leaving, it's Denard's senior season.
Yeah.
With him leaving, Michigan is going to get back to more of a traditional style quarterback.
It's really sad to see Denard Robinson leaving and that Michigan team not really giving him any accolades, not helping him achieve any accolades. That's really disappointing.
Well, he's just, he has the most yards.
At least he beat Michigan State once.
Yeah, right. He has.
That would have really made me pissed if he didn't left.
Ohio State at least?
They played him at the end of the season.
No, I'm saying, has he?
He hasn't beaten them yet either. That would be a nice
You got to think about it. The first year with Rich Rod, Michigan won 4 games. And the next year was like 6 games.
Yeah.
And then it's like it just slowly crept up. So we had a rough run, but Denard, he's finishing the best he can. He'll get drafted as a receiver return specialist.
Well, next year this will be who is the coach again?
Brady Hogan.
Brady Hogan. This is going to be like his team.
Yeah.
The first like real team, because this will be the third year after he started recruiting, and so like this will be more his team, and we'll get a real good sense of how good a team they're going to be. My question is, do the Michigan fans think that they're going in the right direction? Do they think that this guy can recruit the players and can coach them and can turn this around?
Well, I think we'll find out. I definitely know defensively. Defensively, he has turned our team around because we were one of the worst defensively last season. And this season, we're in the middle.
Like you said, number one in pass defense.
We jumped up, and even with the run defense, we've jumped up tremendously in the rankings. We're getting back to Michigan defense.
Right.
Now, the question is going to be, what is he going to do offensively?
Right.
Because that's what we don't know. Because our offense is a ragtag group, man. Our receivers, our running back, we don't have any real stars at receiver or running back.
Yeah, you've always had receivers
at
Michigan.
I mean, we got Roundtree and we got Toussaint, but both of them, neither one of them have been great.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm extremely interested to see how he's going to recruit.
Right.
We need a big running back.
Hey man, everybody in that Michigan area, they're going to Michigan State.
Ever since Hart left, they really haven't had a running back.
Absolutely. Ever since Mike Hart left.
Yeah.
Mike Hart and Chad Henne. That was the last of the.
And Chad Henne, right.
All right. We're going to end this show. And shout out to my UGA Bulldogs who won 37-10 against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Aaron Murray threw 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, they should have won that game. Now the big test is when UGA faces Alabama.
Yeah.
Is that even going to be a contest?
We're going to try. That defense, UGA's defense has been playing well. I'm more concerned about the offense against Alabama. The defense.
I'm not a big fan of Aaron Murray. He played well this last game, but it's against Ole Miss.
But they're losing wide receivers at a real fast pace. They just lost another wide receiver.
Lost another one, yeah.
For the season, and I don't like that.
No.
I don't like them having to keep, pulling guys off the bench. That means you're getting younger guys who can make mistakes.
Yep.
And I don't like, I definitely don't like them against man.
Show your recruiting, Moxie. Mike Rick.
Well, I think you can get talented players, but if they're not experienced, and especially when you're playing against a team like Alabama,
yeah, you got to come with it.
You better come with it right from the rip, or else
Jarvis Jones is gonna have to.
Well, one thing Alabama does, I even noticed at the LSU game, all the guys who step up and step in, they fall in line.
They're ready to play.
They're ready to play, and they come with it, no matter who it is. It could be a rookie, it could be a redshirt freshman, it could be whoever, and they all step in line and they play great. And that's what I want to see in Georgia, and hopefully they can do that.
Absolutely.
With this, hopefully they can keep winning before the SEC championship. And I want to see UGA come out with a victory. It'd be really nice to win the SEC championship.
See him play here in Atlanta. That'll be what's up.
The Georgia Dome, baby.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to wrap it up, y'all. That's Real Talk Sports. Woo! At 119 minutes and
Hold on, let me do it a little
43
weaker.
seconds.
It's been a long time. Whoa!
We appreciate y'all. Keep hitting us up, the comments. Check us out on the Loop, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Orchid, and we
Instalink.
Instalink.
I got an Instalink
Okay,
yesterday.
Luke's got on Instalink, and I'm working on getting us on iTunes because I found out that it doesn't cost for us to post on iTunes.
Woo!
So look forward to us being on iTunes in the next week or so. And we're everywhere. Hit us up, man. Keep getting us. We need responses. We need y'all to show us the love so these networks can come and get our ass.
Hit us.
They want to see the fans. They want to see the response. They're going to be like, what do y'all think? Why are these people relevant? Y'all going to tell them why we're relevant, man. Real Talk Sports, pod 18. We're coming back every week. We're bringing this shit stronger and stronger. We're the best analysts you guys probably have ever heard. I'm Scott Baker. I'm going to sign off.
Hey, man, it's Vinny, a.k.a. B-Kid That Dude. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook, Vinny Fernandez. We out here, man. Keep up. You know, I want y'all to listen in. And tomorrow's election day, guys. Go out there and vote, man.
Go vote.
Vote or die, motherfuckers.
I am Dalu. You listen. You vote. I like you. Good night.
Is he Asian or something?
I don't know. I'd have like a mixed accent or something.